the client is comfortably and discreetly draped. You can tuck the sheet in around the hip area. And start at the spine with small upward circles. You want to pressure up and touch back. Pressure up, always up towards the heart. Up and back, up and back. Slowly work up the spine with small circles, pressuring up, feathering back, pressure up, feather back. Here we're gently coaxing lymph fluid up the back, and we're also working out kinks and tension throughout the lower back. Make sure you lean your body weight into these strokes and proceed to work up the spine. Small circles. Now this area is one of special concern. This is where most people hold a lot of stress, getting up into the rhomboid muscles, the trapezius muscles, the teres majors, and all of the area that encompasses the shoulder girdle. Very, very important. So spend a lot of time up there. And then proceed back down to the spine. And this time when you come up in bigger circles, a little bit bigger, encompassing more area on either side of the spine. Again, your pressure is always up and your feather is always back down. You want to keep the fluids moving up towards the trapezius where the lymph drains. These are some thumb and finger strokes, pressuring up and feathering back. Okay, the next round we're going to use very large circles going up the spine, larger than the last grouping, encompassing more of the back each time we stroke up and feather back. Come way out to the side. Going up the spine, up into the trapezius, and even encompassing part of the latissimus dorsi muscles. Stroke up, feather back, stroke up, feather back. Try to get your body weight up over the client so you can give a good pressure. And always ask your client how they like the pressure. Some clients will say, I like that pressure, or you could use a little more pressure, or they'll ask you to lighten up your pressure. But always check with your client to make sure that the massage is feeling good to them. Now with a double palm stroke, gently push fluids up on either side of the spine in a slow, deliberate motion, a little bit of shaking and wiggling there to kind of release the tension, and go up over the trapezius into the clavicle part, which you can't see here, and do some pumps over the soft tissue, just like I'm showing you there. Pump, 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 pump. Again, start at the spine, push the fluids up the back, over the trapezius and into the clavicle area, and pump. Now you're going to want to use some fan strokes to push fluids on the back up and out to the side towards the latissimus dorsi muscles. Come into the trapezius again and do some isolative work and some figure eights across the shoulder. The shoulder is a very complex compilation of muscles and attachments. We use our shoulders for so many things. Spend extra time on the shoulders. Again, always work from the small of the back up towards the shoulder so that fluids are being pushed along the way that the lymph drains. Gently bend the elbow and support the shoulder underneath to lift the shoulder blade up and reach into that gutter area and strokes pressuring up and over the trapezius. This is where a lot of clients hold tension and stress. Many times you'll find little knots or little crackly areas in there where calcium deposits reside. This is a good time to give more of your soothing effort to the client here, but make sure you're supporting that shoulder underneath with your opposite hand. And very gently reposition the arm. Repeat on the other side, and then come up to the top of the back and work directly on the shoulders. Now here I'm in the opposite position, but I'm still pulling the fluids up towards the back, up to the head, giving a little press to the neck and feathering back down to the spine. Pressure is up. Fingers go up into the back of the head, a little pressure there, and then feather down. These are my finishing strokes on the back, very soothing, that tie in the back into the neck and into the head. Feather down, pressure up. Okay, this stroke is from the Lomi-Lomi method of massage, where we're just transferring our weight from one side to the other while we feather down the side and pull up fluids with pressure on the upstroke, pulling towards us. This is a really fun stroke to finish up with. It's very soothing to the client and has a nice rhythm to it. Now retrieve your stones from your hot warmer. Make sure they're at good temperature. Oil them up and proceed up the back in our circles. Pressure up and feather back and turn the stones as you work. All the way up to the top and start back down at the spine. Moving fluid up towards the shoulders, up toward the trapezius, up and over and around. You can also do some beautiful fan strokes with the stones. Just make sure the stones don't hit the vertebrae in the spine or any sharp areas on the shoulder that would cause pain. Keep the stones moving across the muscles of the back. You can work in a circular motion, a fan motion. Just make sure those strokes with any type of pressure are moving up the back. Again, finish up with most of your strokes being towards the trapezius muscles. Those are the ones where most people hold that tension, and you want to Make sure they're very relaxed and have been well worked during the massage. Okay, the crowning stroke of the massage, or the grand finish, is on the head. We have so many nerve endings up there in the head, and you'll notice that my strokes are actually going down. Again, the strokes are going towards the heart. So you don't want to be stroking up the head, you want to be stroking down the head. So my pressure is always going down towards the neck where the lymph drains. Most people absolutely love this stroke, and they'll actually ask you not to quit because it feels so good. This is a good stroke to use for headaches, any type of tension in the head, and it's really a feel-good stroke. You can really get in there and use your hand muscles and stroke down, but always make sure you're using both hands with equal weight down towards the neck. This is called a trace stroke, where we're just taking our fingers and making them into a V, and for final tracing strokes up the spine to the head, followed with the other hand all the way up to the back of the neck, up into the head. They kind of tie in all of the strokes that we've done on the back and are great little finishers to help the client feel pampered and relieved. And finally, cup the hands around the head and lightly lift off as you finish the lymphatic hot rocks massage. Drape your client comfortably and remind them that they can stay in that position until they feel ready to get up, until they feel refreshed to get off the table.